And a very warm good afternoon Championship Sunday in Swift Current at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. I'm Hans Frauenlaub. I'm joined by Sam Steep in our feature game semifinal in the women's event. Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan taking on Jolene Campbell of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sam, both of these teams unbeaten to here, but only one is going to survive. What do you expect?
Yeah, battle of the powerhouse teams this weekend. Both teams being undefeated and playing a lot of great competition. Team Campbell did win the draw to the button. It had to take two throws. Both teams pinned it. I expect a very close battle between both these teams. They're feeling it in Swift Current right now.
We're very glad that you're with us wherever in the world you are watching. We do know that Team Fujisawa has an incredible following in Japan, where it is 3:30 in the morning. And so if you are following us from Japan and following your favorite team, thank you very much for staying up in the middle of the night or getting up early. It's kind of hard to say if you're staying up late or getting up early at 3:30 in the morning, but we're glad you're with us. Yorika Yoshida making the nose hit.
I really like this call from Jolene Campbell to play the delayed corner, put pressure in the first end right away that they won the draw of the button. They get to control the pace of the game.
Team Campbell to here. They went 4-0 in the qualifying phase. With wins over Englot, Galusha, Gim, and Cameron. And they defeated Kayla Skrillik in the quarterfinal. That brings them to here. Very nice corner guard.
A very underused strategy, the delayed corner. Obviously, when they played the hit on the shot rock, they would have liked to roll to the wing a little bit farther because now Fujisawa can guard their rock in the top four.
Yumi Suzuki. So Satsuki holding up 3 fingers. That's usually a sign for zone 3, tight guard.
I got to commentate the Jolene Campbell's quarterfinal game this morning, and a lot of great runbacks made, a lot of good hit and rolls. They did take a little bit longer to find out that the ice is straightening up a little bit today, with how many rocks being thrown this weekend by a lot of teams. That does tend to happen with the rocks.
Rachel Erickson trying this run. Stuffs it, but enough power to hit a glancing blow and roll it out of the rings rather. Very nice shot.
Yeah, great shot. Seemed like they learned from this morning's game. They had the broom right in the middle of the rock. They knew with peel weight that wasn't going to move much. Great shot by Rachel Erickson.
Yumi Suzuki is going to try to add about 6 feet. Tough one around that just delivered stone by Rachel. Let's go out a bit of a wider path, though. It'll be a little bit slower, and this one seems to be coming up light. We'll overlap the red at least. Make that a little bit less usable for Jolene. But a good chance now for Campbell. Got the corner guard up. And now she's going to go on attack.
Yeah, big shot for Rachel after making a PO8 run back to go and throw the draw right after. This is one thing as a second you work on all the time now that the second position has changed so much in the 5-rock rule era.
This one is going to over curl. It's going to wreck on that corner guard, spill into a center guard position. Push the other corner quite wide on the sheet. So Unfortunate for Rachel, but now a good opportunity for Team Fujisawa. Play back in the middle now.
Yeah, unfortunate for Team Campbell. That center line is getting a little bit messy now.
Kitami Yoshida.
Sweeper's
Well
staying
clear.
away from this one.
Exactly. Well clear of the guard. It's going to hide half. Maybe even a fraction more than half. So Yoshida throws it in there cold.
Interesting situation with those red guards. It looks like I really like this call. I think if you make this perfectly, you can get both reds into the rings with a lighter weight. It looks like maybe they're just playing the double peel though.
Maybe Ackland trying to get red stones in motion. And I think you're right, Sam. If the angles are good, chance to spill at least one of them into the rings and nothing else leave a corner guard. Well, I was hoping for a little bit of action on the shooter. I think that was plan A. Does clear it open, though. Nice shot.
Yeah, if it was later on in the game, you might have seen Team Campbell throw a lighter weight shot there and try to spill two reds into the rings and sit second and third. But this being the first end, they don't need to be as aggressive.
Yoshida, Satsuki saying each need long guard. This one just over and over curling as well. So great chance here for Team Campbell. Well, she's talking about taking it to the wing. I'm a bit surprised that the much shorter roll behind cover does take you behind those center guards, which does increase some risk, but seems to be almost inviting them to roll behind the center guards. I guess it's one of these shots, Sam, where kind of a roll either way is good, just kind of leaving it in the open's not.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jolene didn't want to roll behind the center just because it shrinks the scoring area quite a bit. But I do think it's the call. If you can roll all the way to the other yellow guard on the edge of the forefoot, that would be an optimal position.
Yeah, I completely agree. Roll away, try to keep the forefoot open, but still stay behind cover. This one's well clear of the guard. So there's got to be no inside roll. Going to roll a little bit to the outside. Sweeping to try to get cover on that extreme wide corner guard. Nothing doing. It's wide open for Satsuki Fujisawa.
It does relieve a little bit of the pressure on that forefoot. Even if Fujisawa makes the hit and roll, it's only going to be in the back 8-foot.
That's absolutely right, Sam. Would make an inviting catcher for Jolene if Satsuki did in fact roll behind the center guards. So as a consequence of that, Sam, do you think maybe the play here is just a nose and try to trade and improve that stone position a bit?
They did call for the roll under. I don't mind the roll under. You're making Jolene Campbell draw the top forefoot around center guards, and even if she makes it, you can freeze and force to one. But you're right, the nose isn't bad.
Does mean a 2-foot roll if they do decide to hit and roll, but now they're thinking, okay, is this the moment now that we zip around that guard?
Yeah, I mean, in the first end, you probably play the hit. Try to roll behind the corner guard. If you make the roll behind the corner guard, you will see Fujisawa draw to the top forefoot. And you won't be able to chase, so you'll have to draw the button. So you're not wrong. It's pretty tempting to throw the draw around the center guard to the top four. You just pinned your draw to the button twice. So Jolene Campbell should have pretty great draw weight here.
And you kind of get the feeling that if Jolene does roll underneath the center guards, that Satsuki's going to draw there anyway. So I wonder if maybe think about getting in there first. But as you say, first end, eliminate the opponent's counter, make them make the shot.
Yeah, there's no need to take any big risk. If you come up late on your draw to the 4-foot, then you're going to be drawing against 2 pretty quickly. So
Exactly. This one will flip a little bit to the outside, so she does hide a corner behind that corner guard. So a bit of a decision now for Satsuki. She could pick that out, but she's going to spill if she does. And does this stone half hidden now dictate the play? Well, she is going to play the pick. So if she makes nearly a gift blank, a nice shot there by Team Campbell.
yeah, the beauty of playing the hit is if you hit a quarter of the rock, you might be able to still roll behind those center guards and still get a force without too much risk being taken.
The longish roll, though, Sam, and what kind of weight do you think she's going to play at this then? She can save the shooter, but she also needs to roll quite a distance.
Yeah, I think you would want to play a control to board weight hit, so like a 10-5, which means the rock takes 10.5 seconds to go from one hog line to the other.
Yumi Suzuki pointing to the sky thinks it's heavy, but I think Satsuki started that one a little bit. This one is going to be flirting with that guard. They get by it, though. Nice sweep and a nice shot. And now a terrific roll. And Suzuki tries to take it underneath a bit of cover, hides a corner. Very nice team shot. Terrific communication, as we've become accustomed to from Team Fujisawa.
Yeah, a foot away from perfection there.
About half the rock available for Jolene Campbell. Looking to blank. Erickson just keeping a brush down. They're safely by the guard. Now they have contact. Hit, they spill, and it just creeps out of the rings, but job done for Jolene Campbell. And that's a blank in the first end. Semifinal Sunday here in Swift Current. After one end of play, we have no score. Welcome back to Swift Current, the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. And we are in the semifinals. Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan facing Jolene Campbell of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Blank first end, we're into end number 2. Center guard, corner guard up, game on.
Yeah, so far the leads have played a perfect end, 2 perfect guards, and opportunity for Fujisawa to make a draw around their center guard here to put pressure early on Team Campbell.
Yorika Yoshida. So Yumi Suzuki in the first end go wide down this path. Come up a bit light. Eureka took some input, made the adjustment. Obviously, she hides a corner. Perfect weight, not perfectly buried.
Yeah, maybe not getting as much curl out in the wings as they used to earlier in the weekend.
We made a very good point, Sam. There's been a lot of rocks run up and down. The rocks were conditioned, I'm sure, before the tournament started, and now with all the play, a little bit less curl as we get later in the tournament. Those rocks wear in. Abby Ackland on the high side, trying to promote a little bit more curl. Does get contact and pushes the Fujisawa stone to the back of the 8-foot. Fujisawa indicating hack weight. for Yumi Suzuki.
Yeah, wanting to make the hit and roll under the center guard. Sit too early in this end.
Really enjoy Yumi's curling delivery. I mean, she is so compact as a person, but she's got an incredibly compact takeaway forward motion. It's a really, really simple but really consistent method of sliding. This one, though, a little bit wide. They just move it past going in the back. So they don't get the inside roll, but they do lie too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think when you're learning how to curl and when you're coming up in the competitive ranks, you learn that everything needs to be square to the broom, your shoulders, your knees, your hips, your feet, everything, and it just looks like perfection. And I know they practice line of delivery all the time. Very technically sound team from top to bottom.
Rachel Erickson looking for some action on this wide stone. Will be hitting just off nose and leaving herself in second shot position. Fujisawa won't be able to ignore that one, though. Get another look at the delivery of Yumi Suzuki. And just the back takeaway, just a slight elevation, straight back, straight forward. No wasted motion whatsoever.
Trying to get a little bit of a roll. That's why they decided to throw a little bit heavier weight. I do think it's advantage Team Campbell right now. There's no yellows in dangerous positions. I'm a little surprised they're hitting the rock in the back 8-foot. They could just draw around their corner. Not really in danger.
You're right. It is frustrating sometimes to see teams put corner guards and not use them, but as we saw yesterday in the men's quarterfinal involving Mike McEwen and Nicholas Edin, it's not so much necessarily about going around corner guards anymore. Sometimes teams are setting them to use them as run-ins later in the end.
Yeah, that is the slight difference. Obviously, a lot of women's teams have worked on their runbacks, but they don't necessarily leave an angle runback for 3 or 4 like Mike McEwen did last night to win or to score 3 in the 6th end. They tend to want to leave the straight runbacks or the pack the board waiters for 3 or 4, and that rock just didn't curl up enough for Abby or for Rachel.
So Satsuki holding 5 fingers in the air for Kitami Yoshida, letting her know how deep she'd like this one. Yumi Suzuki saying it's a little bit up. Let it come in there cold.
This rock. Yeah, it still stayed above T-line. Fortress Team Campbell to play the run back, I think.
Yeah, really nice shot. Abby Ackland trying the run. Oh, that's a beauty.
Shot.
Tremendous shot from Abby Ackland.
No mistake, and leaves their red as the center guard, so Abby will have the exact same shot if this Fujisawa draw is made to sit 1 after. Could be an end-changing shot if that's made.
Shinami Yoshida once again being asked to go around a guard, but this time it's an opponent's guard. Kitami pointed wide and sweepers are pointing in the air, so wide and heavy. That's a bad combination on a come around. This one is going to slide deep and maybe all the way through. There it goes. Oh my. Very unexpected. Throwing exactly the same shot and really adding, gosh, a good 8 feet. That opens the door wide for Jolene Campbell. 2 guards up. They both belong to you.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic miss from Team Fujisawa. So opportunity for Abby to make the draw to the top 4 foot.
Great attacking opportunity here for Team Campbell. Sarah Krim and Rachel Erickson guiding it down. Slide back button, sweeping it a little bit extra just to try and get that last little bit of curl. They hide about 3/4, but it is back 4 foot. You can see
Yeah,
the
just
brush
running
position.
a little bit deeper on Abby there.
Yeah, 2 feet forward, that's perfect. Team Fujisawa. Looks to me like Satsuki thinks she can dig it out, stick around. Thought for a moment she might follow it down, but one of the characteristic shots, signature shots really of Team Fujisawa is this hack weight, board weight, tap kind of hit. And they were one of the earlier women's teams to really understand and utilize directional sweeping. And their ability to maneuver stones around guards with down weight has really become a signature part of their game.
They do a different style of sweeping. They use reps. They move. They're not big humans, so they can't put a ton of pressure on the broom. So they use repetition. They try to move their brush as quickly as they can, as they're doing right now, and it is really effective. One of the best sweeping teams in the world.
Oh, but they graze going by, just that little narrow out of hand, flicks the center guard, and that one is going to spill by. And now Jolene Campbell, all of a sudden, 3 is a possibility as Fujisawa wrecks on the center guard.
That was the risk of playing the board waiter. Yeah, you saw a quarter of the rock or maybe close to a half, but you could have easily thrown the freeze and put a lot of pressure on Team Campbell and really shrink that scoring area.
I confess I was a little surprised myself that they were playing the tap instead of the freeze with that stone going back 4, but result is in the books, and now Jolene Campbell, she can whack one 3/4 around front 4 foot. It's going to be bailout time for Team Fujisawa to try and prevent multiple points. First big opportunity of this semifinal game.
Big opportunity for 3 here if this is made properly.
Absolutely. Get this one in a good place, and 3 is very much on the cards. Looking to hide at least 3/4 well by the guard. It will finish. Oh, that's terrific. You're going to nitpick, maybe overcurled half a rock.
Yeah, you have left an out for Team Fujisawa. You almost would have rather that red one in the top 4 be wide open than leave it where it is, just because if Satsuki can make this freeze, you're going to have to draw the pin for 1. You might not even be able to score.
It's only the second end, but you get the sense that this is a key moment in the game right here. after wrecking on the tap attempt on her first shot. Now Satsuki Fujisawa with a chance to bail herself out and bail her team out if she can get one to that back stone back of the forefoot. Gonna have to squeak by that stone just delivered by Jolene Campbell to do it. Here it comes. Yurika Yoshida jumping it right out of hand. I think she thinks it's light. Might be as much worried about the line as the weight because we've seen how much these move. They are really worried about the line now. That top stone is the one that they're worried about. Can they get it by? No, they graze. They do leave it sitting corner frozen on the back, but that was a centimeter from perfection. But again, Fujisawa just ticking the front stone. And Jolene Campbell now with a chance to squirt that one out and put a 3 on the board.
Yeah, she can't throw a ton of weight at this because she'll lose her red one. If she wants to score 3, she wants to play like a board waiter and try to hit on the center line of nose. Don't want to overcomplicate it, but a 3 would be huge here in the game.
Very, very makeable shot here. Yellow-red. She can push the red all the way almost full 12 foot and still count 3. So for me, the thing is, what's my best weight field to have confidence that I can get the nose? And if I can get the nose with anything kind of less than control weight, I'm feeling like I'm scoring 3.
Yeah, you need to hit on the inside a center line to not knock your red one too far. So I think we're not throwing a ton of weight at this. Looks like a board weight hit. Try to hit and roll to the inside for 3.
And she's definitely not wanting to hit nose. She wants to get a cross nose, and she does cross nose. As long as she gets contact across nose or across nose, without a ton of weight, she's got a lot of house to roll to. If she catches it thin, and if she catches it thick, the back stone has got about 5 feet of movement before it gets out counted. So a huge opportunity here for Jolene Campbell, looking for 3. Sarah Krim jumps it out of hand.
Big sweep from Sarah.
Full throttle on the brushes. Well, they're by. It looks good. And there it is. 1 and 2 and 3 for Jolene Campbell.
It's just an incredible end. 2 great skip stones to score your 3 points.
So it's a 3 on the board for Team Campbell in the semifinal of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. They lead Team Fujisawa 3-0. Welcome back to Swift Current. Playing the third end. Jolene Campbell throwing a 3 on the board. They enjoy a 3-0 lead as we enter play in the third end. Hans Fraulab along with Sam Steep. And Jolene clinically punishing mistakes of Team Fujisawa, and that 3 is huge.
Yeah, big point in the game. Team Campbell's been doing that all weekend. They've been very patient with Hammer, and they really capitalized on other teams' mistakes. There's a stat that's a make after miss stat, and in the quarterfinals that I commentated, and just now they really took advantage of a miss from Fujisawa in the second end.
Center guard attempt by Sarah Krim, not perfectly lined up. So now a bit of an opportunity for Fujisawa's team to get a little bit of offense and set up for a potential multiple point end straight back. Yurika Yoshida lining this one up.
This is a veteran call. A lot of teams would have ignored the yellow in the top forefoot and drawn around their corner guard, but they know how important it is to not get boxed out.
Removes the Campbell counter, just enough to push it through the rings. The overhead confirming that it is in fact off the rings. They've left it in play, just touching the back line. Rachel Erickson. Team Campbell coming into this game ranked number 29, but as you said, Sam, they're definitely on a roll here in Swift Current.
Yeah, they love this building.
Teams trading hit. Who's going to be the first one to sneak behind a guard? Will it be Yumi Suzuki?
Yeah, a lot of teams would have been more aggressive this end to try and get 3 points right back. But Fujisawa knows that it's a long game, and they're going to try and get a simple deuce and only be down 1.
Well, there's the hit and roll, but it's too thin. It's going to spill. So again, an invitation for Team Campbell to use the guards. And after scoring a 3 in the first, Jolene Campbell is distinctly disinterested in guards. Talking about ripping the corner.
It's an interesting situation. You're up 3. You're not in danger at all. And it's really tempting to draw a top forefoot, keep the hammer on the even ends, and get a force or a steal. But Team Campbell taking no risk at all. Rachel Erickson, one of the best seconds in Canada.
Hits goes across the top of the red. No action. They're trying to sweep this one off the sheet. They don't want to leave that stone usable, even though it's their own.
Yeah, what a great shot. That's the only reason why I didn't like the peel is now Fujisawa is going to draw around your center guard, and if you don't make the run back, you're going to give up a pretty simple deuce.
Well, let's see if Yumi Suzuki can hide one behind this guard. Yeah, many teams are coached after you score 3. Play the next end as simply as you possibly can and try to prevent any chance of your opponent scoring a multiple, but you make a great point there, Sam. Although Yumi short on that draw. If she had made that draw, it would have given them a tough shot with the run to try and neutralize the multiple point end. Quite a bit simpler now that attacking shot of Suzuki sits at least half in the open.
Yeah, didn't take advantage after a miss or after a strategy call that was indifferent anyways. So they want to be able to eliminate this yellow stone, and they do.
Does give Team Fujisawa a chance to make it better this time. And Satsuki putting the brush in the position, indicating that Kitami Yoshida is going to be given a chance to do exactly that. It's been a lot of curling for these teams here in Swift Current. This is game number 6 for both teams.
Yeah, the women's side had a round robin, as we stated earlier in the game, and can be a lot of games. They had 4 round robin games, a quarterfinal, now a semi. A lot of tournaments you have to win at least 7 to win the whole thing, and that's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to need to do to win this tournament.
Once again, Team Fujisawa early, definitely not sharp. That one comes short, sits on the center line.
Yeah, struggling with draw weight a little bit, which is interesting. They played the quarterfinal this morning, so they should have a good handle on the ice, but sometimes you just don't feel draw weight. And I was wondering if they were going to change this call. They called the peel on the corner and deciding not to draw around the center guards. And now they're flip-flopping back and forth. Now they're deciding to draw. So maybe because it is a couple shots later in the end, but if you make this draw perfectly and Fujisawa makes the run back, you're going to be chasing.
Well, they are assuming a little bit of risk now using the guards as opposed to trying to clear them. Maybe they're thinking trying to double clear this front stones angled the way they are might be a little bit tough, so they're deciding to go around instead. This one is tracking. It's got a lot of curling to do. It's running the 8-foot line, and this one is going to sail deep in the rings. Fujisawa out to the tee line to sweep it deep, and this one is going to sail all the way through. So both teams struggling a little bit with draw weight. We saw Kitami Yoshida throw one through on a draw attempt in the previous end, and now Abby Ackland sails one into the hack. So it's a free shot here for Kitami Yoshida. She hasn't got draw weight either. First draw attempt, 6 feet light. Now she's trying to make the adjustment. Both teams fighting for draw weight. Get the feeling that Team Fujisawa just need one really positive shot to kind of give them a bit of energy and get some momentum going. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, all it takes is one made draw. You get feel, and momentum can shift.
Sweeping for curl now. Well, again, okay, but not fully hidden. Better weight. We can see the brush handle of Jolene Campbell. Asking Rachel at the other end, how much can we see? And I'm sure Rachel's saying, yeah, we can see enough. There's a bit of a risk of a jam in that stone at the back of the rings there, just off the back ring.
Yeah, for sure, but I think you have no option but to play the hit. Hopefully hang around in the edge of the 12-foot. You might get a fourth. Well, it looks like they're going to play the run back. They're not flirting with giving up 3 at all. If you play the hack waiter and you end up over curling and tapping the yellow in the rings, it could be crucial to the game. So this is the safe shot and pretty makeable.
Well, I guess instinctively you play this one nose to make, Sam, but would you ever think taking a bit more risk, angling going across the top to kind of not stack up 2 guards for Fujisawa to use?
Yeah, I think that would be plan A for sure, is to try to make the run back across the top and get rid of at least one of your guards.
Now here it comes. Jolene Campbell trying to run the stone back. Pick off that stone just delivered by Kitami Yoshida. That one over curls though and blows it right through the hole. So Sam, that's exactly what you foresaw when they flipped the corner guard. That was the risk that they were assuming. Try a run back, miss the run back, and all of a sudden now, Team Fujisawa has a very good chance to potentially score a pair and maybe more.
Very good chance to score 3 right back. That's why, I mean, we go back to them flip-flopping, and I mean, Abby, execution-wise, she threw the draw through the rings, which is never what they wanted, but I don't get why you peel the corner guard and then not peel the center when you have the opportunity to. So yeah, I mean,
you have a plan, commit to the plan, I guess is what you're saying, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of teams have end goals, and if your end goal was give up 2 or blank, then you got to play the shots accordingly. And now they have a chance of giving up 3.
Satsuki Fujisawa wrecked on a couple of shots in the prior end. One was a downweight hit attempt, and the other one was a freeze attempt. Trying to go around those 2 stones, looking to hide about half in the back of the 4-foot seemed to be the plan. feel like it's an important moment for her personally. After a couple of half misses, or full misses, really. Chance to turn her afternoon around if she can sink one here.
She had pretty close draw weight in the last end, just crashing on a rock in the top 4 foot. So I imagine the weight's going to be rather close.
No, this one again over curling though. So they come off the sweep and they leave. Well, it's pretty good. Enough of it hidden that Jolene can't realistically make a play at it. So immediately Jolene Campbell tapping the edge of the button saying we can't really chase those rocks. They're going to take a look at the run back now.
I mean, you're up 3 and that hole it's pretty big. At this level, that hole's pretty big. I imagine you want to make the hit and roll, at least only give up 2. The draw is scary.
Draw is super scary. You missed that, as you say. Almost an invitation to score 3. Hit through the hole, remove a stone, even if you roll away. The worst you gotta give up is 2.
Absolute right call. You can hit and roll. You might even be shot behind your red guard if you make this really good. Big shot for Jolene Campbell to keep momentum in this game.
Well, they certainly have all the early momentum with that huge 3 in the second. Had the hammer by the better last stone draws, blanked the first. Punished a couple of mistakes with converted with a 3 in the second. Trying to maintain that momentum here in the third. Taking an extra moment to compose herself. And this one is on its way. Now sweeping for curl. Oh, it's close. They get through just. It's going to spill. Moments of panic in the sweeping. But they do just sneak it by that guard. Remove one of the Fujisawa counters, but
yeah, momentum saving shot for sure. You don't love giving up 2, but it's a lot better than giving up 3. So great sweeping by Sarah to get that through the port.
Same shot here for Satsuki Fujisawa. Identical really to the one that she just delivered. Same path. Needs a piece of the 8 foot to score 2. Yoshida and Suzuki jump it right out of hand. This one is going down a slightly wider path, and this one does look light.
It's going to need a big sweep here to get this to the 8 foot.
Shinami Yoshida comes out to join the sweep, but to no avail. This one will come up short. Oh my goodness. Opportunity for 2 is gone. Satsuki Fujisawa pulling the string on the draw attempt for 2 comes up light. It is only a single. Jolene Campbell getting the most unlikely of forces. It's a single point, but it's Team Campbell leading it 3-1 after 3 in the semifinal here in Swift Current. Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the semifinals. Championship Sunday at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Our feature game, Jolene Campbell versus Satsuki Fujisawa. Team Campbell with a 3-1 lead and the hammer as we begin the 4th end of play. Hans Frauenlob along with Sam Steep. Sam, Team Fujisawa unusually flat here in this semifinal game, really struggling.
Yeah, mostly struggling with draw weight. Even when they have good draw weight, it's the rock is still half to 3/4 open. It's like the broom placement isn't quite where it needs to be. Maybe they're getting caught up on the ice being a little bit straighter than earlier in the week, but definitely something that if they want to win this game, they're going to need to shake off the first 3 ends and really focus on finding that draw weight and putting as much pressure on Team Campbell as possible.
Well, one thing that Team Fujisawa has plenty of is high-level, elite-level experience, and so they'll have to draw on all of that to kind of fight their way back into this game.
And for Team Campbell, obviously in a great position, you're up 2 with hammer, but you can't be complacent. You still need to focus on every single rock you throw. Sarah had perfect draw weight, but it overcurled and ticked the guard off the center line, so it got removed from play. So this is a big shot. They need this in the top 4 foot. It'd be nice if it's buried, but weight's more important. It's a big sweep.
Well, they do get it onto the rings, but they do not hide it. Very high in the rings, and now we see Satsuki Fujisawa changing gears, choosing to ignore that stone just delivered by Sarah and saying, we've got overlapped guards here. Let's get one in there and start applying that pressure that you referred to, Sam. Teams fighting for a place in the final. The final will be played later this afternoon. But all attention now on what is happening here on sheet E. That one is going to slide deep. It will bury. It is deep in the rings, but Shot Rock and Jolene Campbell says enough of these guards.
Another make after miss that wasn't made. You know, you got 2 misses out of Team Campbell and early in this end and could not capitalize by putting that yellow in the top 4 foot. Leaves Rachel pretty makeable double down the center line. Looks like stays a little bit too wide. Only gets a single peel.
So one of those guards cleared away. Fujisawa will ask for that one to be replaced. Yumi Suzuki with that task. Like this one about halfway to high.
Yep, still an opportunity for Team Fujisawa to make a draw or make a high guard and make a draw later in the end to put pressure on Team Campbell if Team Campbell doesn't end up making the double peel.
A good distance over curls a fraction. That backstone is available, but Jolene Campbell saying that close center guard now is the one that I'm worried about. See a piece of it, so maybe a chance to eliminate it now. Rachel Erickson trying to pick this one off. Very nicely done. Good shot.
Yeah, that's the issue about throwing the high center guard is it has to guard the tight one. If it doesn't guard the tight center guard perfectly, you'll see that peel every single time.
A very long guard remains for Team Fujisawa. They're lying one, but it's in the back of the 8 foot. Kitami Yoshida being asked to get one around that guard and probably relatively high in the rings. Full 8. Maybe
yeah, I think 4. They called it a 3 for a 3 guard, which is a guard that is nice and tight.
Guards. Right, yeah. They're not looking for the rings at all. Okay.
Not yet. They're already sitting one in the back 8 foot. I think they think they'll be able to throw a draw on probably Skip's first to sit 2 and put pressure on Team Campbell.
So Yoshida doing a nice job doing exactly as you described, Sam. I'm going to come around guard. He was now guarding the backstone fully and protected enough that Jolene can't make a direct play on it. So it will be the double clear attempt for Abby Ackland.
Yeah, they called just for the single peel on the top top center
Happy half.
guard, but now an opportunity. This arguably could be one shot too early. You're giving Team Campbell 3 chances at making a run back to get out of this end. Calling the draw on the top 4 right now, but definitely a makeable shot to put a little bit of pressure on Team Campbell.
Shinami Yoshida threw it through the rings a couple of ends ago, coming right down this path. And that'll be in the back of her mind as she delivers this one.
It's normally not a good sign when the sweepers are standing up.
And once again, down this same path again. Wide and heavy, and almost exactly the same result. You do wonder if her second stone might be running slightly differently, because that's the second time that exact same thing has happened.
It can be really frustrating to not have draw weight, and you think you're throwing it lighter every time, but you're not. Sometimes you just have one of those days, but still early in the game, and hopefully she can make the adjustment. But certainly running out of time. Team Campbell have an opportunity to put this rock in the top 4, but it's hit, shot, rock, buried.
And 8 in games. And if Abby Ackman can sink this one, and they can convert it through for a multiple, going to the halfway point, potentially 4 up, would be absolutely huge. Once again, that path, so it's that out-turn path down the 8-foot side is definitely tracking straighter. It's caught out both Yoshida and now Abby Ackland.
So second draw in a row for Abby to come up heavy. She threw it through the rings last end as well, so maybe the ice, with it being a little bit straighter, is running a little faster and catching these teams off guard right now.
Danger is definitely accumulating for Team Fujisawa. There are 2 red stones in the 12-foot circle. Campbell with the hammer here. The rock placement on this draw by Satsuki Fujisawa. It is essential that she's lying second shot.
This is a big confidence draw. Not only is it against the game because you're leaving those red ones in play, but with her draw coming up light last end, she's going to want to make this for confidence the rest of the way through the game.
A huge moment here for Satsuki Fujisawa. Trying to turn things around here. Once again, Suzuki Yoshida on it immediately. Out of hand, they think it's light. And this one is creeping towards the guard. It is just not happening this afternoon for Satsuki Fujisawa.
It's going to work a little bit. I mean, those staggered center guards means that yellow in the back 8-foot's pretty protected, and you're probably not going to end up giving up 3 or 4. It looks like Jolene Campbell's going to have a draw to the top 4-foot and could secure her 1 point, and she's hoping to have a tap or a draw for 2 after this.
A bit of a small victory out of a bad situation then, so potentially reducing the chance of dropping a 3, but
yeah, try to look for the positive as much as you can, especially when you have a few misses in a row. It's you try to keep things light and focus on the next shot.
It's definitely green light go now for Jolene Campbell. You know, in the back of your mind, you're not trying to think ahead, but he knows if she can sink this one here, they can potentially grab a stranglehold in this game.
Yep, Jolene has the opportunity to show the rest of the sheet that this draw is makeable.
Somebody can make this shot.
Sweepers calling back 4.
Just keeping it clean. A great line. And yes, indeed, Jolene Campbell showing the way. This one just sliding to T-line, so the faintest glimmer of a chance that Fujisawa can follow it down, but a pretty nice shot there from Jolene Campbell.
Yeah, not to nitpick because she was the first one to make this in this draw path, but it is about a foot deep. It does give Team Fujisawa an opportunity to freeze, might even tap to be shot rock, but if you can lock one on, it's going to be really tough 2 points for Jolene Campbell.
So it's damage control time now for Team Fujisawa. This is really, you feel like a must make. Sweeper's happier at the weight. Satsuki stepped the weight up clearly. This one is tracking like we've seen some other ones down this path.
Yeah,
Now it's starting to make a
Sweeper's
move,
calling
but it
heavy.
needs to move a lot. Not a bad result for Team Fujisawa. Cornered up against the edge of the button, so it certainly cuts down the scoring area a ton for Jolene. But there is one in the bank. And what is the plan here, Sam? To try and get there too.
I think you have to play the tap in the red in the top 12. Where she's putting the broom, I believe that's what they're playing. And they just pointed at it. I don't think you could draw around it and get to the edge of the button for one. So I think you have to play the tap. And for your deuce, you need to tap it to the top button. For Satsuki, that was a foot too heavy and just kind of brought the sweepers out of that shot. If it's a foot or two lighter, the sweepers will be able to carve it and really shrink that scoring area even more. So not an easy shot for Jolene, but a tap to the button for 2 points and take total control of this game.
It's about a 5.5, 6 foot half raise being looked at by Jolene Campbell. Very delicate shot. Not an easy shot by any means. Shot's on its way. Well, they sound a bit worried by the line, listening to the line call. Is this one going to over curl? I think it will.
Looks really close.
Well,
Needs
they
to
did a
stop on the
great
tee
job
line.
holding the line. Have they got enough of the button to score two? Oh, I don't think so. So close, but only a single point for Jolene Campbell. Just not quite able to hold the line. The weight was perfect, but it just fractionally overcurled. Single point and a moral victory, you feel like, for Team Fujisawa. They get the force. We go to the halfway point of this semifinal game. Campbell 4, Fujisawa 1. Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the semifinals. Championship Sunday at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Jolene Campbell with a 4-1 lead over Satsuki Fujisawa. Fujisawa, world famous, also accustomed to seeing them have the halftime snacks, of course, playing in a tournament like this, no halftime break, so no sit down with the strawberries this time for Team Fujisawa. They just keep playing. But maybe a subtle momentum shift there with the force in end number 4, and they take the hammer in to end number 5. Hans Fraunhoff along with Sam Steep. Sam, Team Fujisawa just looking for that spark, and is that force enough of a spark, do you think, to change the momentum? They've really been fighting draw weight this afternoon.
That could be what they needed. Their skipper Satsuki made a good enough draw to cut the scoring area down quite a bit, and could be what they need to change the momentum.
2 corner guards up for Team Fujisawa. Quite wide.
It's certainly not the end of the game yet, but if you're going to turn things around, it's going to be needs to start now. They need to start making their draws and just try to string along a good end here in the fifth end.
It is absolutely go time. Trailing by 3. Need to take on a little bit more risk every time. A little graze on that come around attempt. So even though it
that was
that
was actually called because it was heavy. The sweeper's called heavy, and they started carving it because they brought that by and it was in the back 12. It was only going to help Team Fujisawa.
Strategic tick.
Yeah. Just good communication.
Well, the great teams do that. Communicate well and make the most out of every shot, even if the shot is not plan A. Yumi Suzuki trying to use those stacked corners. Great line, but is it a bit deep? So just past the tee line, and Jolene Campbell immediately saying those corner guards are a problem.
3 perfect stones by Team Fujisawa to start this end. Looks like whatever they talked about between ends seems to be working so far.
Yurika Yoshida and Yumi Suzuki setting the table well here in the fifth end. Decision moment now for Team Fujisawa. Double stack the corners or wedge another one in there. Looks to me like Satsuki wants to make a play on the shot rock. What do you think of this call, Sam?
I like it. I think you could be tempted to throw another high corner guard. It's just not a lot of leeway to miss with that corner guard. If you ever throw your high corner too tight to the rings, it's an easy double peel, and all of a sudden, an end that you want to score 3 in, you'll be happy to score 2 if you're lucky. So probably the right call is to freeze tap and try to bring those staggered reds into play.
As we've seen often in this game, Jones down the 8-foot track. Do seem to run a little bit on that side of the sheet. This one well wide of those guards now finishing. Weight was great. Line just a fraction off, but it does wind up 2/3 frozen, and so that's a pretty good result. The yellow angle is set for them to be doubled off, but
it's a
Jolene
pretty
tries
good
to
result.
play it like a double takeout. One's going to jam for sure.
Unfortunately, yeah, you kind of left it to where Team Campbell can make this. It's not going to be a double, but they're going to eliminate one yellow stone that's buried behind the corner, and they're going to unlock the reds. I think it is the only option. You could technically freeze to top 4 foot, but that, I mean, you have a 3-point lead, so that's a little bit too aggressive.
Abby Ackland comes up to have a closer look. We try to go across nose and squeeze the yellow out. I think there's a huge risk of just jamming and pushing the yellow stone kind of somewhere out there in the 12-foot and maybe inviting a 3.
Yeah, it's still the call. You need to unlock that yellow-red combination. And even if you don't, if you don't eliminate any of the stones, it's still going to look better as long as you unlock.
Yeah, you're definitely hitting a yellow
stone.
rock, no doubt about that. Just a question about where's the contact point, nose inside or outside.
Interesting for playing the out turn. Maybe trying to get a little more action off that yellow in the top 4 foot.
Satsuki Fujisawa Getting the jacket, must be getting a little bit chilly out there. Well, it does get a little bit of action, goes underneath the stone in the corner guard position and actually improves it.
Yeah, I didn't think there was enough space there to be able to get rid of the yellow-red combination, but that was a great shot. There must have been enough space to make it, clearly, so could have eliminated all of the yellows if it curled up a little bit more, but still a great shot.
Well, definitely a great shot, but something still very much brewing here for Team Fujisawa. Their lying shot perfectly buried.
Yeah, still advantage Fujisawa. They can draw two behind their corner guard, and they have those reds that are staggered in the top 12 foot. So Team Campbell not out of the woods yet.
It is essential that Team Fujisawa string a few shots together. They've been doing it so far in this end. See if they can continue. Kitami Yoshida. Don't want to bounce. Get the tiniest bounce. The line two, pretty well protected by that corner guard. So Jolene Campbell will ask her teammate to rip that one.
Yeah, she's asking to kill two birds with one stone here. You can peel the corner guard, but if you roll your shooter into the reds in the top 12, you're going to unlock those staggered rocks in the top 12, and you might even tap your stone to be shot rock if you make it perfectly.
Gabby Ackland looking for a 2-for-1 here. There is some risk, though. If she rolls to a place, she might create another overlap on the already overlapped red stones. Let's see where they go. Catches it thin, goes underneath. So the corner guard is gone.
That was well thrown. It just they called it out of her hand and backed the rock up just a little bit too much. Just missed the red on the top 12 foot.
Corner guard call tells us that Team Fujisawa was still thinking very much about 3 here.
Yeah, you absolutely have to play the guard. Might even throw one more guard. It's those yellows are just so easily doubleable. You can make an easy double if this guard isn't curl enough.
I think
so they
doubleable
had
is
to
a great
guard it.
word.
Yeah, doubleable. Yeah. I'm creating new words in the English language today.
Gets cover on the outturn side, but has she shown Jolene Campbell enough on the in-turn side to maybe make a play at those 2 stones around?
Yeah, didn't guard the right side of the rock. Needed to guard the inside of the top yellow and just didn't curl enough. Just light.
So great chance here for Jolene Campbell to kind of extinguish the flame. She can get by that corner guard. Very good chance that she could remove both stones. Pretty much till the end.
Big shot for Jolene. Momentum's been on Team Campbell's side all game long, and you don't want to waste this opportunity to make this double. If you make this double, most you can give up is 2, and you'll still have hammer in the 6th end up 1. So big shot for Jolene Campbell.
Going quite wide on the sheet on this takeout attempt. Lots of weight. Rachel Erickson sweeping for curl. They're well by the guard. Gonna catch the top one pretty thin, but they get them both in motion, and a terrific double takeout by Jolene Campbell. Great shot. They lie 3.
Yeah,
Jolene
I mean,
just
again,
bending her knees there in the back. A bit
yeah,
of a sigh of
sorry.
relief.
Yeah, it is for sure. Again, it's that make after miss stat. Team Campbell, every time they get a miss, they capitalize every single time so far this game. And Fujisawa, when they do get misses, they just haven't done that yet. Team Fujisawa, one of the best teams in the world. You expect them to make corner guards and just not feeling it so far. But opportunity for Satsuki to draw around those staggered red guards in the top 12. Still has a chance to score 2 points.
It will have to be the skipper's deuce if it is to be 2 points for Team Fujisawa. All thoughts of a three have evaporated after that great double by Jolene Campbell.
This looks really close. They're wanting it to curl.
Yeah, the good news is they've got lots of house to draw to. That one getting a piece of the button.
About the best she could do.
Yeah, those front stones, even though they are overlapped, angle looks like it's makeable on the back of the two stones to run red on a slight angle. Jolene will have to be really precise, but it looks like the shot's there.
Basically hit what you can see. If you can hit what you can see, so if you hit the whole red rock on the center line, you're going to make the run back and get the force. You might even have a pretty good opportunity to steal if you stuff it there.
Jolene Campbell looking to keep the momentum that they've had the entire game. Made a terrific double on her last shot. Now playing a tricky run back. Tricky because of the stone just in front of the target rock. Yumi Suzuki still able to smile, even though you're down 3.
Yeah, when is that team not smiling? I feel like they are always smiling.
Well, that's why the fans love this team so much.
Big shot for Jolene Campbell. Her last rock in the 5th end. Trying to play a 4-foot run back to get the force.
Need to get it by that front stone. Have they done it? Yes, they have. Another terrific shot by Jolene Campbell. She is on fire this afternoon in Swift Current. Great shot.
Yeah, she's definitely winning the battle of the skips. She hasn't missed much this game so far.
So the force is in the pocket. Team Fujisawa, it's going to be difficult to score here. There is a narrow, it looks like a wide port, but because Satsuki is going to have to play intern here, brings that corner guard into play if she wants to throw down weight. So she's going to have to throw probably more weight than she'd like on this shot to make.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty makeable port to make with board weight, maybe a bit board up, and get through the port for her 1 point to stay in the game. Really, if this hits and rolls out, it would be game over. It's a big shot for Satsuki.
Absolutely. Trying to stay in the game, keep it alive here in Swift Current. Looking at 4. Clean, that's always a good sign. And a very nice shot there from Satsuki Fujisawa. Makes the board weight hit for a single point, but it is a quality force. 2 terrific shots by Jolene Campbell setting it up. And Team Campbell enjoy a 2-point lead as we head for the 6th end in the semifinals at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown from Swift Current. Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the semifinals in the women's event at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Jolene Campbell with the hammer here in end number 6, enjoying a 2-point lead over Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Hans Fraunlob here along with Sam Steep. And I want to pass our greetings along. We know that Team Fujisawa has a lot of fans back in Japan, where it's currently 5 a.m. in the morning. We can see a number of you following along on the stream, so thank you ever so much for being up in the middle of the night to watch your team competing here in Swift Current. Glad you're enjoying the action. But
yeah, not only fans, but super fans.
Exactly. If you're up at 3:30 to watch a curling game, you get the super fan badge. Totally right, Sam. But full credit to Team Campbell. Boy, are they playing well.
Yeah, it's hard to call a team that's undefeated in the event the underdog team, but Team Campbell going in against one of the world's best in Fujisawa, you probably felt like underdogs, but they're not playing like underdogs.
Two in the rings. But they are stacked up along the center. So something to work with here for Team Fujisawa. They've got the play in the middle of the sheet where they want it.
Yeah, up two with hammer. Team Campbell's looking at scoring. Obviously, you want to score more than one. You score more than one, you win the game. But you cannot give up a steal in the sixth end. Right now, you have two hammers for one, and you need to take advantage of it. They won't be complacent. They're going to be peeling as soon as this rock is delivered. You'll see Jolene running up to peel that center guard.
Yumi Suzuki. Around the top guard. Stacking guards on that side of the sheet.
Yeah, leaves it in an interesting spot. If you don't hit this double peel in the right spot of the rock, it could go right into your red in the top 8 foot.
Rachel Erickson will have to be careful with this one. As careful as you can be when you're throwing a peel. And it happens exactly as Sam Steep predicted. Double click,
I think,
goes forward.
yeah, I didn't love that call. I felt like that was always going to happen. Obviously, you do get rid of two center guards, which is great. But that was always going to jam, no matter where you hit it. So, unfortunate.
In terms of controlling the scoring area, sorry to interrupt, Sam, but the scoring area now very much in control of Team Fujisawa with that stone sitting front 8. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah, it's still early in the end for Team Campbell. Nothing to worry about. Right now, Skipper only has to draw a full 8 foot. So, not to worry. Rachel makes her double peel, and she'll have another double peel chance on her next one.
Yeah, no prizes for guessing the strategy for Team Campbell in this end. Just keep clearing. This one's going to come pretty much on top of the shot rock. Gives it a little nudge. Maybe a corner hidden behind that guard, but decent-ish angles if Jolene does make the play on it. Absolutely going to jam. Right call, Sam?
Absolutely the right call. If you can hit it thin enough, you can make the double.
She's definitely got contact. Does jam, but sticks around. So the Red Rocks accumulate. Team Campbell with the hammer, and As Sam Steep said earlier in the end, multiple point end is probably lights out in this game. So all out gamble time here for Team Fujisawa trying to steal, and they're assuming the risk of letting those reds accumulate, knowing that if they make one little half shot, chances are Jolene gets the 2 or 3 and it might be all over.
Yeah, decision time for Fujisawa. I think you should throw another guard. If you can make a nice tight center guard around your rock in the one guard zone, you don't care if they hit the one in the rings. That's not the shot that is going to score you your steal. So we're talking about freezing in the back 8 foot, but then you're just bringing the plate into the rings. I would really like if they threw the tight center guard. It's only Vice's first rock. Still 4 rocks to throw, so they need to be a little patient here.
Now considering throwing that guard with the brush in front of the rings. Still haven't quite settled on it. Now again thinking about going to that stone of the back 8. This feel one rock too early to go in. Jolene and Abby in the background just biding their time. As Yumi Suzuki and Yurika Yoshida come down to join the discussion. Yumi likes the guard. Satsuki's still thinking back house. But they have settled on the guard by the looks of it. So they got there in the end, Sam. Maybe you're just channeling strategy to them. After a long discussion, Shinami Yoshida will be asked to throw a come around, but it's going to be a come around guard. I'm going to leave this one short of the rings. Pretty much right where Satsuki patted the brush, maybe overcurled a fraction. So now something for Jolene Campbell to think about.
Yeah, I think you could take the risk in peeling the tight center. She has about half the rock, and as long as you have the right tolerance, as long as if you peel the top one, that's okay.
Sarah Krim and Rachel Erickson join the discussion.
I think Team Campbell just trying to stay 3 shots ahead. They're not only talking about this shot, but they want to know what they're leaving Team Fujisawa. So this is the right decision to try and peel the tight center guard.
Again, that guard just slightly overcurled and shows Jolene Campbell a corner of it. So Abby Ackland will be asked to try and pick it out.
Big street from Sarah to get by the top one.
Oh, just by. Great sweep by Sarah Krim. That flicks the top one, changes the picture a lot. But Abby Ackland with a terrific stone, and now 2 stones exchanged. I think Fujisawa do now to start to think about getting a better one in there.
I still like the center guard. And I
One
think that's what
more.
they're deciding to do. Yeah. One more. And then you go in on Skip's first stone. They're hoping to make this to where it's buried behind the top center guard, so then Team Campbell won't be able to peel it out.
Kitami Yoshida again playing the come around guard. Trying to line it up a little bit better this time if she can. I'd like to be perfectly in line behind that top guard. It's going to sit high. Slight overlap, and that exposes the shot in the rings, but that was the price to pay to try and set a guard off the center line.
Yeah, you have to take those risks. Unfortunately, that guard came up a little bit light. If it's 3 feet deeper, then Team Campbell has to think about this shot a little more. Now they're hitting to sit 3, and they're going to really try and stay just off nose, so they have a runnable rock if Fujisawa makes the draw around those center guards.
So after the nice peel pick on her first shot, Abby Ackland has a chance to make a play at the Fujisawa stone in the rings. This one is wide though, and she airs it. Goes to the one in the back 8 foot. That was quite a poor throw, unfortunately, for Abby. Clean misses the target rock. And that changes things up quite a bit. Some real options that Team Fujisawa didn't think they were going to have are all of a sudden available to them. First crack in the armor that we've seen this afternoon for Team Campbell.
Yeah, Team Fujisawa's had a few opportunities to make a shot after a miss, and they haven't capitalized yet this game. So this is really important for them to take advantage of the miss that they just got. Put this rock in the full top 4 foot. You might leave a double, but these are the risks that they need to take if they want to steal this hand.
This Team Fujisawa saying arigato gozaimasu for the opportunity, but can they convert this opportunity into pressure?
So they have 2 options. They can nose tap the yellow in the top 12 foot. Well, they have 3 options, or they draw one side or the other side. I do like the draw. I think you want to leave the rock in the top 12 foot as a guard, really.
The outturn side does feel more naturally attackable, I guess, in terms of getting the stone into a spot that makes it tough for Jolene to make the double.
Yeah, for sure. I think they know this path quite a bit as well. They've thrown it a few times this game, and they threw all their guards in this path, so they should know what time to tell their skipper. And big shot for Satsuki.
Satsuki Fujisawa has been fighting her way into this game, struggled with draw weight early, but has been gradually zeroing in on her target line. And a big shot here. Try to get her team back into contention. A steal here would put them right back in it. This one, great line. How deep is it going to slide, though? This is going to go deep in the rings. All the way to the back 8 foot, but it is in second shot position. Shot rock position, rather. Just.
Yeah, this shot buried behind all those guards, so Team Campbell has 2 choices. They can make the hit and roll, / if you make the double and sit 3, that's awesome. Or you can draw the top 4 foot. But if you draw the top 4 foot, Satsuki's going to have a pretty easy run. So their problem rock is that yellow in the top 12 foot, and that's why they're hitting it. If you make this perfectly, you can make the double and sit 3. You want to hit it just off nose so you leave your red there to easily promotable for your 1 point.
Double takeout here would be absolutely sensational. She would have to flirt with that guard to make that shot. But if she did, it would leave Satsuki Fujisawa with a kind of a draw against game on her last.
She's been making these kind of shots all game long, and one of the main reasons why Team Campbell's winning.
We'll be a little bit mindful of the previous shot by your teammate Abby Ackland down this same path. Maybe a little bit wide up weight, track straight, clean miss, and so Jolene Campbell puts that into the mental tally about where and how hard to throw this rock. Well, they're by the front one. They've got contact. There's 1. There's 2. Double takeout. Jolene Campbell. My, oh my, what a game she's having. Great shot.
That was a great team shot. Perfect line call, great sweeping and perfectly thrown. They've been doing that all game long. Right when they look like they're in trouble, Jolene makes a great double takeout or a great draw to get them out of the end.
Team Campbell lie 3.
Still an opportunity for Satsuki Fujisawa to put this biting top 4-foot buried behind those center guards.
So it's the Western Showdown, and this is kind of like last go-round at the OK Corral for Satsuki Fujisawa. Needs to sink this one behind the guards, get a piece of the 4-foot, and hope beyond hope that Jolene can make some kind of an angle run to win the game.
Yeah, all Satsuki can do is draw it in the top 4-foot and hope for a miss. She just threw this shot. She was about 3 to 4 feet heavy on her last one, so going to try and take that much weight off to put this in the top 4-foot.
Draw attempt on its way for Satsuki Fujisawa. Yumi Suzuki reading the weight. No problem with the line. Well clear of the guard. Now it's the switch. Yurika Yoshida sweeping for curl. They need to hide this rock. And that is pretty good. Fully covered on the edge of the 4-foot.
It's, yeah, I mean, hard to complain about that. It's just about a foot too deep. It makes the angle run just a little bit easier. Mind you, this angle run could only be for 1. You're going to be touching both your reds in the top 2 and the top 12-foot. If you don't stuff the angle run, it could only take 1, which is all they need. Anything but a steal is basically what Team Campbell's looking for this shot.
Oh, nice shot by Satsuki Fujisawa.
Could very well be a game saver.
Yeah, could be a game saver. Jolene Campbell looking for about half of the red rock, trying to run it in. Pick off that stone just delivered by Satsuki. I think you're right, Sam. If she does hit half, chances are even if she makes, it's probably only for a 1. It's been an intriguing 6th end, that's for sure.
Last rock in the 6th end for Jolene Campbell.
Trying the angle raise. Eric Krim on it immediately. Is this one over curling? No, she absolutely stuffs it perfectly. Another terrific shot by Jolene Campbell. My, oh my, oh my, what a show she is putting on this afternoon in Swift Current. Incredible angle raise and absolutely plants it. Terrific shot. Team Campbell throw a 2 on the board. We head for the 7th end. They enjoy a 6-2 lead over Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Welcome back to Swift Current, 7th end of the semifinal in the women's event at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Jolene Campbell putting on an absolute show here this afternoon. That angle run plant for the 2 in the 6th end, giving them a 4-point lead as we head for home. Team Campbell looking to book a place in the final. Team Fujisawa with the hammer here in 7. You get the feeling like even if they can score 3, it's going to be an uphill battle for them. They're going to scrap all the way, but Jolene Campbell and company, and Jolene in particular, putting on an absolute clinic this afternoon in Swift Current.
Yeah, she's absolutely winning the battle at skip it's not even close, unfortunately, for Satsuki. Jolene's putting on a clinic right now, and there's just a lot of great team shots as well. Every throw she makes involves the sweepers and the line call every single time. Just a great team game so far for Team Campbell.
Corner guards up by Yurika Yoshida, so she's doing what she can. She's had a good game at lead for Team Fujisawa. She's been steady as she usually is. Question is 4 up. Team Campbell will be uninterested in having any of their own stones in front of the rings. Are they going to get a chance to use those corner guards? That's the question.
Yeah, first draw for Rachel in a while. She's been throwing a lot of peels. I just don't love throwing another rock in play. If you're up 4, you're okay giving up 2. Every rock is a good rock for Team Fujisawa.
Exactly.
So I didn't love calling the draw a third draw into the rings.
I'm with you. Throw it in the hack.
Throw it in the hack, or try to make the tick that some teams have thrown a corner guard tick this weekend, and that certainly was an option for Team Campbell there.
So now Yumi Suzuki will try to use these corner guards. She'll be looking to go deep because they're going to want to try and get 2 or 3 around those corners if they can. That one will slide just past T. Very nice shot.
This is looking very similarly to the 5th end.
It sure is. Deja vu all over shots again.
The difference is Team Campbell has an opportunity to peel the tight corner guard this time, not the high one. A little bit of a speed wobble from Rachel out of the hack.
Exactly the word I was going to use. Good course correction there by Rachel to get it back on course. She gets a little bit of action on the stone in the top ring as well, which won't break their hearts. It spins off to the side to be a potentially usable corner guard for Team Fujisawa, but keeping things relatively clear and tidy in the front ring, not a bad thing really for Jolene Campbell.
Pretty unfortunate to lose your center in the top 12, but still mission accomplished. Getting the tight corner guard was the most important part of that shot. Team Campbell is perfectly fine with giving up 2.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice situation late in the game when you're feeling like you can give your opponent 2 and be pretty happy about it. And that's exactly the situation here. Well described, Sam. Completely agree. And that changes the dynamics about how you defend as well, doesn't it? Looking to stack a second one. This one is going to come, well, does it creep onto the rings? Yes, it does. Not bad.
Not bad. Visible. It just didn't curl enough. They had to sweep for weight just to get that into the rings, but they've left not a simple double, but it is makeable for Abby.
Doubleable, Sam?
Double bubble.
Our new word of the draw. I like it. Double takeout attempt.
I'll be saying it for the rest of my life.
Blows it by the one in the back, just spins across.
Fortunately enough, it does roll into sit 3. So if you're going to miss the double, that's a good outcome.
Yeah, by sitting 3 and scattered the way they are, it kind of neutralizes the corner guard. Forces Team Fujisawa to make some kind of a play on the counters now. You know, well, why wouldn't you try to go around the corner again? But you're outcounted by 3. Zip around the corner and then, well, you're really just asking for it.
Yeah, they know they need to, if they want to bring that yellow into play and try and score 3, they do need to eliminate these 3 red stones eventually.
Exactly.
If you can make this hit and roll under the red, try to separate your yellows as much as possible.
Shinami Yoshida. Noses. So far a pretty incident-free end for Team Jolene Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, it is a thin double, but you make this double, you basically guarantee you're not going to give up 3. Big shot for Abby.
Steepish angle. Job 1, of course, is just eliminate the shot rock. You roll over, if you get the double, it's like a bonus.
Yeah, they're not playing enough weight for the double, so they must just be hitting to make sure they still sit 3 after this shot.
No problem at all. They get the hit, they get the roll. Well, you know, it's just kind of, when it's your afternoon, isn't it? Roll it over and kind of choke off that Fujisawa counter in the process.
Yeah, it's really hard to bring that yellow into play now. I think I like the freeze call. If you freeze on the red in the back 8-foot, if Team Campbell tries to play on it, they might eliminate 2 red stones and might not eliminate a single yellow if you make the freeze perfectly.
Yeah, I like that call too, Sam. Freeze the one in the back 8. You'd have to get across nose and try to wedge it between the 2 reds.
They really want to bring that yellow into play, so they're going to try and make a hit and roll here.
Desperation time now for Team Fujisawa, doing everything they can to manufacture multiple here. They're having to do that the hard way. This one's over curling. Grazes and spills. Oh, it's been that kind of afternoon, unfortunately, for Team Fujisawa.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing
Team
working
Campbell,
for them.
Yeah, nothing working for them. For Team Campbell, it's like, what do we do now?
Exactly, it's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, you kind of want to not guard, but you want to block off that freeze attempt that we talked about earlier. The only way Fujisawa scores 2 right now is if they make that freeze.
Well, what I always used to ask myself in this situation when I was skipping, Sam, was if I throw anything at all, do I make it any better? Even if I make the best shot possible, do I make it any better? You could
Yeah,
carry
you're
the
not
rock down
wrong.
and place it in a place. Are you making it any better? And I'm not convinced you can put the rock in a place that's going to make anything any better.
I'm a little convinced. I think you want to block off the freeze attempt. The only chance for Fujisawa to score 2 or more is to make this freeze in the back, on the rock in the back 8-foot. So if you can block that, it is a bonus. It's you're not wrong in the way that if you ever miss this light, you're just giving Fujisawa an easier opportunity to score 2. It is a pretty precise shot, but probably the right call is to put it full 8-foot and block off that freeze.
Great if you make it. But as you say, Sam, you try it, you come up 3 feet light. You open up the chance of maybe Satsuki being able to double back across the face and maybe hang on to a biter. I mean, I think you play it. I think you're right. You know, the danger stone is the freeze to the one in the back 8-foot, so you try to neutralize that. But, you know, you miss light,
Yeah,
not great. You miss heavy, not great. You got to put it in a good spot.
it's hard to complain about drawing to sit 4, but it is a
Yeah,
pretty precise shot.
exactly. Jolene's been throwing a lot of hits. She did make that tap attempt back in the 4th end.
Yeah.
Really trying to dial up a spot here in the 7th.
In my opinion, this could be the most impressive shot because she's been throwing hit after hit the last 3 or 4 ends, and to be able to go from 6 hits in a row to put this in the top 8-foot would be pretty impressive. Just needs to sit.
Well, it's just biting the front 4-foot. So
it's a great shot.
Let's call this an afternoon to remember for Jolene Campbell. Very, very impressive shooting.
Yeah, it did leave a chance for Fujisawa to make a double, and it might even roll to frozen on the red in the back 8-foot. That'd be really tough, but chance to make a double and still have a chance for 2 here.
Well, absolutely essential to have any chance of a multiple to remove a couple of stones here. Team Campbell currently sitting 4. Pin double being attempted here by Satsuki Fujisawa. They like the line. Whoa, my goodness. Whips it through the uprights and picks off the stone in the back.
Oh, wow.
I heard them calling clean on the line call, and all of a sudden they whistle it through the hole. My. What is
When it's
happening
not your
this
day,
afternoon in
it's
Fifth
not your
Third?
day.
Absolutely, and it is certainly not their day today. My goodness.
Full credit to Team Campbell. They really haven't blinked at all this game. They made every single big shot, and whenever they got a miss, they took full advantage of it all game long. And shout out to Jolene Campbell for having an incredible game. She definitely won the battle of the skips by far.
No doubt about that. Now trying to put the lid on the pot, really. course of a single point. We'll give them hammer 3 up coming home at the very, very worst. Pretty nice feeling when all you're doing is you're trying to defend against a quadruple takeout. Looking for a little flick. No, that one. Well, we'll cut Jolene some slack. Probably her first bad miss of the whole game. So, is there a triple takeout?
Arguably, yes.
I think you got to play it, don't you?
You have to play it. What they need to do is hit that red on the high side to try to hit the back of the red in the top 8 foot, or in the side 8 foot there, and make all 3 reds go. This needs to be a lot of weight, and we know Satsuki can throw. We know she can throw a big weight peel, but this needs to be a lot of weight here to make this triple.
Yeah, this one will need to be Shinkansen speed to have any kind of a chance to make the triple. She is going to have to throw an absolute heater. Desperation time for Satsuki Fujisawa. Throw it as hard and as accurate as you can. Try to make a triple takeout. Here we go. Well, goes underneath, and it's been that kind of afternoon for Team Fujisawa. They will concede defeat. Congratulations to Jolene Campbell, Abby Ackland, Rachel Erickson, and Sarah Krim. They are off to the final here in Swift Current with a convincing victory over Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Terrific game for Team Campbell. Final score 8-2. Sam,
an incredible
any final
game.
thoughts?
Incredible game by Team Campbell. They made every shot after Team Fujisawa missed, and they look strong going into the final. I look forward to watching it.
So congratulations to Jolene Campbell. Commiserations to Team Fujisawa. Jolene Campbell and co. roll into the final at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Come back later this afternoon for the final. It should be a great one. Thanks for joining us. For Swift Current, I'm Hans Fraunlob. For Sam Steep, thank you for joining us from Swift Current.